Hi, so I'm Kay Gonzalez and I want to be a psychologist. So what I'm doing at Lone Star is I'm getting my basics done before I go on ahead and complete my bachelor's in psychology somewhere else. I'm thinking U of H. So for my career cluster, my chosen career being a psychologist actually falls under human services, labor and market data, and or projected outlook. So the job outlook percentage for being a psychologist is actually 14%, which is much higher than the average of 5%. The employment change estimated from 2018 to 2028 was over 26,000. Education and training. The first step to becoming a psychologist is to earn a bachelor's degree. That usually tends to be in psychology. However, you can choose any of the chosen surrounding careers that you think would work best for you. So number 2 is to choose a degree in a specialty. Number 3 is to complete a doctorate in psychology. 4, you do a psychologist internship. So the states usually require you to do an internship. That usually tends to be somewhere between 1 to 2 years. It really just depends on the state requirements for you to get licensed, and it does have to be a supervised internship. The 5th step is to get licensed to practice psychology. A fun fact is that psychologists who actually practice independently must also be licensed where they work. So duties and responsibilities that fall under being a psychologist. You must conduct scientific studies on behavior and brain functions. You must identify psychological, emotional, and behavioral tendencies. You must also test for patterns that will help us understand and predict the behavior of a client better. So skills and aptitudes that again fall under being a psychologist. Interest in how people think and behave. You will constantly be analyzing people, everything and anything they do, and the way they think. So it's good to be interested in that. You must also have good research skills. So you can kind of look at the patient's records and just kind of research what would be the best treatment plan for them, or what kind of treatment they actually do need, because it varies. Some people have their specific needs that need to be taken care of. You must have the ability to relate and empathize with a range of people. So you never know really who you're going to meet working as a psychologist. So you must be able to work with anybody, whether they want to be there, whether they don't want to be there. You can't really judge, so you just have to be there and do your work and just focus on them. So that brings us to sensitive listening and questioning skills. So you have to listen. Most of the stuff that they will tell you is confidential, and it is important to them, and it is sensitive information. So you must be able to listen to them and just question, listen and kind of question when they need it, but other than that, not really interrupt them. So that brings us to the ability to cope with emotionally demanding situations. Again, some of the people coming in are going to be traumatized, scared, angry, reluctant to talk. So you must also be able to listen to their emotional stories without, making it about you. It's not what you're feeling, it's about them and how they can better themselves. So work environment. Some psychologists work alone with patients and clients coming to the psychologist's office. Others are involved in healthcare teams and typically work in hospitals, medical schools, outpatient clinics. We also have nursing homes, pain clinics, rehabilitation facilities, community health, and mental health centers. It really all just depends on what you really want to focus on, what your specialty is, and then you can kind of go ahead and see what work environment works best for you. So examples of jobs within the cluster. I went ahead and picked some of the ones that I was also thinking about. So sociologist is one of them, social worker, marriage and family therapist. We have school and career counseling, and a survey researcher. So these are the salaries for all of them. For a psychologist, it's just over 80,000. For a sociologist, it's a little bit over 83,000. For social workers, it's a little bit over 50,000. Marriage and family therapists usually earn under 50,000. So for school and career counseling, that's a little bit over 57,000, and for survey researchers, it's a little bit under 60,000. So these are the sites that I went ahead and used. They're all listed in MLA format. So this is my elevator speech. It's a little bit lengthy. I know usually it's supposed to be from 30 to 45 seconds, so it should be somewhere within that range. Hello, I'm Kate Gonzalez, and I will be graduating from the University of Houston with a major in psychology in 2023. As of now, I am at Lone Star College getting my basics done. I'm currently working as a part-time job as a solely in care, and I regularly volunteer at Sci-Fair Helping Hands. My overall career goal is owning my very own practice, but until then, I would just like to gain the knowledge and experience as much as I can. I'm actually wondering if you could give me some information on your upcoming internship position. They would respond with, yes, I can email you the information, or no, I don't think you would be good for the program. Either way, you should always thank them for your time. So I went ahead and say thank you so much for your time. I will definitely be keeping in touch. Hopefully they say yes.